We first noticed the vision problem with Bobby when he was outside looking at things. He would get right down on it.
It was an amazing time for us. Celia's our first child. We noticed that her eyes were moving. She had a nystagmus.
You'd have the dishwasher door down, Bobby would run into the dishwasher door. If you had a backpack on the floor, he would run into the backpack.
A very happy time became a very anxious and sad and overwhelming time for us. When Celia was about 5 months old, we took her to an ophthalmologist. He was the one that was able to diagnose Leber's congenital amaurosis. He said, I'm so sorry, your daughter has this genetic retinal disease. It is degenerative. Ultimately, it will result in blindness, and there's nothing we can do for you. Nothing can prepare you for news like that about your baby.
Was she going to be able to see? According to this diagnosis, she could be completely blind. She would have difficulty doing anything.
I felt like I wasn't prepared to be the parent of a child with a visual impairment, and I just felt overwhelmed by what her needs might be.
Now I can wear it in a ponytail or braids or pigtails or pom-pom.
She really does miss a lot of life's small pleasures. Just the other day we were looking out the window and she said, I can't see those people out the window. Tell me about what they're doing.
1 and 2.
Close. Check it out again.
She's starting to really conceptualize and understand why she needs to learn Braille.
Do you know what I can do?
What?
Read in the dark.
You can read Braille in the dark.
We have not gone as far as to say she will lose her vision. And that's a conversation I'm not looking forward to.
The retina specialist explained to us about retinitis pigmentosa, and he said, you need to get your other boys checked because it's a hereditary disease. I can remember he was sitting on my lap because he was so little, and she knew right away.
I was diagnosed when I was 3. I think I found out about it when I was 5 or 6.
It's like when your eyesight closes in smaller and smaller, but really, really slow until you go blind.
We knew that at that point, there was no cure, and it's just very, very frustrating.
You want to take care of your kids and do what you can do, and when you're faced with something, you can't do anything about it. It's hard.
Me and my brother will both go blind maybe one day, and I think we could both get along together or make a job together.
Danny's very reflective, and he'll just say, Mom, I have a couple more questions, and he'll go, who's going to marry me, and who will love me, and
how am I going to survive? How am I going to do things? How am I going to do work?
Andy? I kind of wonder when I'm going to go blind, 30 or 20.
Boom, or will it turn blind over sleeping or something? They said it won't be boom, or it won't go over your sleep, but it will eventually happen. Sometimes we try to help each other see the good parts about having RP and see the bad parts and think how we could make those bad parts a little better.
I hope that they find a cure and then go on with their lives, and whatever path they choose, they're able to go down that path and be happy. Be happy.
As much as our friends and family could support us on one hand, we really did need to connect with other people. We went to a Foundation Fighting Blindness conference when Celia was a baby. I felt like, all of these people know and understand what I'm talking about.
the doctor had mentioned some organizations, and one of them was the foundation, and you know, did a little reading about the disease and about what they do.
The foundation really does provide that kind of community, and the information we got early on was critical to our happiness, to our ability to parent Sila, and to provided us with an incredible sense of hope.
Without the Foundation Fighting Blindness, we would just be lost.
The Foundation Fighting Blindness fights blindness.
Funding critical research at prominent institutions around the world is the key mission of the Foundation Fighting Blindness. We're seeking cures for diseases such as retinitis pigmentosa, Leber's congenital amaurosis, Usher syndrome, and macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of blindness in people over 55.
The Foundation Fighting Blindness has, over the years, brought together the top scientists in retinal degenerative research.
We have grown with the guidance of incredible scientists, physicians, clinicians, researchers. We're virtually on the threshold of bringing treatments to the patient.
The excitement is really building on 30 years of solid basic science research.
We're at the stage now where we can take some of these new ideas and some of these new findings and translate them into patient care.
We're particularly excited about two clinical trials. One is gene therapy for Leber's congenital amaurosis, and the other is a small capsule that can be implanted in the eye that halts vision loss.
Without the Foundation Fighting Blindness, we simply wouldn't be anywhere near where we are today.
The Foundation really is very careful to make sure its money is spent appropriately.
There's a lot of momentum, and it would be a great time to capitalize on that momentum, and the way we can do that is through continued support.
One of the real limitations in allowing the progress in this field is just simply the amount of money needed.
Just yesterday, we had 60 grants in a study section of the Scientific Advisory Board from workers all over the world, and we only have the funds for 12 of them.
The Foundation has an aggressive plan to dramatically increase our research budget by building chapters and hosting a variety of events, such as our national signature event, Vision Walk, which is being hosted all throughout the country.
The faster we move, the better, because there's so many people whose vision is being lost.
They're working to find a cure for my daughter, and that's an amazing thing.
I think it's really cool because they always keep trying, they never give up.
They're getting closer and closer and closer, but it takes time.
I pray to God about it, like that people find a cure, or like that I won't go blind until I'm pretty old. That way I've seen a lot of things.